Nintendo-wise, I guess we could talk about the Direct first, right?
Sure.
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Nintendo Direct happened, like, I won't say stealth drop because there was rumors of it happening early in the week.
We talked about it on the podcast last week.
That it might happen.
And it happened.
And it happened. So, I made a list of the things that called out to me the most. It's like 6 things, 7 things. And if I miss anything, I'm sure you'll bring it up. But the first thing I want to talk about is the, quote, re-releases / I won't call them remasters. There's a couple of straight up re-releases that are coming to Switch later this year. And the main one I want to talk about is Grid Autosport.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about something else.
No, if you go back...
It's going to come, though, I think. Oh, yeah.
If you go back in our show timelines, there was a point in time where we were still doing this over Skype, and Grid 2 had come out. So this was the game before Grid Autosport. And I put stuff in the notes, and then wasn't able to be there for whatever reason. Like I mentioned before, it was probably a good reason involving my children, or at that point, maybe just one child. And Grid Autosport is an amazing driving game.
Mm-hmm.
It walks the line. I think it's a game you could get into. And I've been telling you this about the Grid series for 15 years at this point. It's a game that I think you could get into because it walks the fine line of arcade racer and simulation racer. It walks that line. Are you correcting his spelling right now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fucking me up.
So they're releasing Grid Autosport, which is the most recent of the Grid video games, which were Toka race driver games in other countries. And they're fucking fantastic. And it's going to have all the DLC, all the tracks, all the cars, everything you can think of. It's a game I played for probably 60 or 70 hours already. But as long as it's not $60, I'm going to buy it again on Switch.
All right.
And play the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Because you guys here, and again, people who've been watching for any period of time, and I know Ash, Bolo, and Cheesy, and I think Wolf have been around for about a year at this point. So I'm sure at some point they heard me talk about how much I love racing simulators.
Yeah.
And why I love racing simulators so much. This game is fucking amazing. Grid Autosport. What are you laughing about?
Hit it. So when I was fully listening to you. But,
I know.
But Rick was trying to say, I thought you guys were friends just online. And then said that's cool.
No.
But to Broken Wolf. But instead of thought, he had though. So that's what I was saying. Like add a T to though. Okay. And then Cheesy's response to Rick saying, I thought you guys were just friends online. He says, nah, we play with each other's huevos from time to time. Oh,
okay.
Man.
Bryce.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to say this to you more so than Rick.
Okay.
Because if I know anything about you, it's that you will buy whatever releases on a Nintendo console so they keep releasing stuff on that console.
I can have that.
We did this with the Wii U,
tendency.
Where I was like, Bryce, why are you buying that? You know that's going to suck. And you go, yeah, but if we don't buy it, they won't support it.
Yeah.
So I hope you're not jaded by how well the Switch is doing.
No.
I hope this is a game you look at and go, man, I have a best friend in my life, a real best friend, that loves games like this. And if I don't buy this game, they won't keep putting games like this out on this console.
I definitely have that thought process.
So I'm going to buy it. Even though I've already played probably almost 100 hours into Grid Autosport on previous consoles.
Mm.
I'm going to buy it because I want to play it again. Because I want to play it on the go. Because I want to play it with my son. And it's an amazing driving game. And you can make it as arcadey or as simulation as you want to.
Okay.
So there's that. Rick, you're not a huge fan of driving games. You loved Burnout because of how arcadey it was, and you like to drive down the middle lane. I wish wish there was streaming technology on consoles 8 years ago when we were doing that shit.
There has to be a clip somewhere.
I don't think
No,
so, dude. There's not. There's
No.
not.
No
Because that
one's
was all
recording
through
it.
Burnout.
No, but we were still able to record clips, weren't we?
Not on PS3.
We weren't.
No.
There's no
And then none of us really got together on PS4 to play. I put like 75 hours into Burnout Paradise by myself.
Why am I tripping out over like I do this and that? No!
So,
You ruined it,
Well, before,
David.
real quick.
Grid Auto Sport.
Okay. Let me know when you transition because I got a game that I can talk about.
Okay, so Grid Auto Sport I think is going to be fantastic. It's a re-release, and it's going to have all the DLC, and I think everybody who likes driving games at all and wants them to explore that on the Switch should buy it. Because right now, all we have are, albeit awesome-looking 16-bit style. There's a game called Horizon Chase, I think is what it's called, and
Okay.
it looks like Hang On or like Outrun from the old Sega Master System. It's basically Outrun from Master System. It's like a Ferrari Testarossa looking thing, and it's one of those games where you're not moving the car, you're moving the track. Like, it looks really cool. It's like $15. I'm probably gonna buy it only because I miss playing games like Outrun. And I said that to my wife, and then like a week later, the Johnny Turbo's Arcade, whatever that does the old school releases, released Outrun, like the OG Master System Outrun on Switch. And I didn't buy either one yet.
Yeah.
But I'm probably gonna buy.
Can I say
new
something
one.
about that? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think those are the same people that put out that game Breakthrough I was talking to
Yes.
you about, and I'm like, fuck it, I gotta do it. I did buy it.
It's it's a port. It's literally a ROM of that game. So if
I
you're not
know.
liking it, Bryce,
I'm
it's because
sad.
that game was never good.
No.
No.
Yes. What you want to know? What you want to know? What the problem is?
What's the problem?
Is the game? Whatever I have is the arcade version of the game.
Oh, is this the console version?
And no.
Oh,
what
you liked the console version.
I liked whatever I played was the NES version.
Gotcha.
And whatever I just bought on the Switch is the arcade version,
Okay.
and it's different.
It's called
The
Johnny Turbo's
music.
Arcade.
I fucked up, dude. You and I talked about it, and I remember I'm like, dude,
Yeah, we did.
I'm just gonna fucking buy it. And I meant to mention to you later. I regretted it so hard because
Okay.
it's not scratching the nostalgia itch that I wanted it to because the music is not the same. It's
So,
not the same.
Moving on from Grid, it's an amazing driving game, and it's a game that Switch should be lucky to have because right now Switch doesn't have any good driving games. Period. Whether it's arcade or simulation. Fast RMX is fine, but that was
Mario Kart.
That's not a driving game. That's
But
a
you
kart
said,
racer.
You said arcade or other. Okay, fine.
That's a kart racer. There's
fine,
a difference.
Fine.
Fast RMX is a Wii U port. Okay?
That's true.
All right? Horizon Chase is an awesome game, but it's a throwback to 8-bit Master System. What the fuck? Not Hang On. Hang On was the motorcycle game. I just said. Oh, well. Anyway, Outrun. It's a throwback to that. There's no good driving games on Switch. Grid Autosport will be the first of those. Because Grid Autosport is for me, 10 out of 10 amazing driving game. The next re-release I want to talk about is Assassin's Creed 3, which I never played because before I had a chance to buy it, it was like a tradition with me every year where I wouldn't get it till Black Friday, Assassin's Creed games, and my wife would buy them for me for our anniversary because our anniversary is in November, at the tail end of November. So she would buy me Assassin's Creed games. And we were out on Black Friday the year Assassin's Creed 3 came out. And she goes, "Do you want this one?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Well, why not? You love Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. Why don't you want Assassin's Creed 3? And I go, "Because they end the Desmond story, and I don't want to see that right now." And she's like, "They end the Desmond story?
Yeah, they fucked it up.
That's the best part about the games." Because she would sit and watch me play those games. It's like,
How do they fuck that
hold
up?
on. Do you understand that because my wife loved watching me play Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood so much that there was a moment in time where Michael's name was almost Ezio.
Really?
Like, legit.
Holy
Legit
shit.
fought me on it.
Ezio.
His name was almost Ezio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ezio.
That's how much she
Candelaria.
loved the character and how much she loved the story that they were telling. So his name was almost Ezio.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
I tried to get Nathaniel Drake Candelaria, but she told me no.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
So, like, what? You like the idea of Nate?
Yeah, Nathan Drake.
Nathan, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
All right.
It was almost Nathaniel. And I've always had like an affinity for the name Nathaniel. It's like,
Over just Nathan.
yeah.
And then Nate for short.
Nate or Nathan for short, yeah. Like, I don't know, like for whatever reason, I love the name Gianna. And like, it was a name I never brought to my wife because I knew that would never get even over the fucking threshold for my daughter's name.
Yeah.
But she's a fucking Michaela. Like, there is no other name she could have.
I can't.
There's no other
envision-
name.
Yeah, I cannot envision.
But yeah, her middle name was always going to be Marie. But anyway, so there was a point where his name was almost Ezio. Like, I was like, let's do a video game name. Ha ha. Let's do Nathaniel Drake. Ha ha. Or Ezio Auditore de Firenze Candelaria. Ha ha ha. She's like, that's amazing. And I was like, wait, what? Nathaniel Drake? She's like, no, Ezio. And I was like, I don't know if I could do that to my kid. Like,
Yeah.
but it would have been a cool name to have now. Like, nobody has that name. But so
Right.
that almost happened. We fought.
But the name is very ethnic.
We had.
know what I mean?
We're both. I have Italian blood in my body. It could be
it's
like
fair,
it could
it's
be a
fair,
thing.
It's fair.
But yeah, like we almost went with Ezio, which is crazy. We fought about it, like not legit fight about it, but there was discussions had. So Assassin's Creed 3 being the end of the Desmond story, who was so, for me, like even more than Altair, was linked to Ezio because there was 3 games with Ezio.
Yeah.
When I found out that through Giant Bomb and the other gaming websites I follow that they ended that story, the Ezio story in 3, I wanted nothing to do with it because they had already fired Patrice, who had started the games. And he was already at Ubisoft working on his own game. And I was excited about whatever that was going to be. He was actually not at Ubisoft, he was at THQ. And then THQ went out of business shortly after Assassin's Creed 3 came out. And the whole shit with Thing. And then Ubisoft bought Patrice's studio back. And then fucking kicked him out and kept all his assets from the game he was working at THQ. So it was a whole fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, fuck Ubisoft. I'm not going to play that game. And I've never played that game. But now that it's being re-released on Switch, and I love the Assassin's Creed games, and it also includes Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which takes place in Louisiana and has a female protagonist. I played through that on Vita, which is an amazing fucking game. An awesome story. The character's amazing. And so this re-release, remaster of Assassin's Creed 3 includes Liberation on Switch. Mm-hmm. And I will buy this game and play through both of them as long as it's not $60. Anything less than that, Ubisoft, because publishers dictate the price.
$59.95.
Anything less than $59.99. Do not have that much hubris about you to think you can charge full price for an 8-year-old game or a 6-year-old game at this point and a 5-year-old game that was on a Vita. Do not think you can charge full price for that.
$40.
I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
You just said anything under
$49.99.
$59.98 is fair game.
$49.99. I'd buy it. No higher than that. No higher than, I'm going to clarify. No higher than $49.99 for this package of Assassin's Creed 3
all right.
and Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation.
$55.99.
So won't buy it. I will not fucking buy it for $54.99. Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Refresh my memory, okay? Like before Assassin's Creed 3,
Yes.
I feel like weren't we turned off by the Desmond story before that?
No,
there was something.
Well, we were turned off by Assassin's Creed, not the Desmond story. We were turned off by Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations.
Where did they kill him? They
Three
It was
is
3?
where they killed him. We were turned off by Liberation because they did not Liberation. We were turned off by Revelations because with a name like Revelations, you think you're gonna get some closure.
Yeah.
But they didn't give you any fucking closure to his story, or the girl's story. What's her fucking name?
I don't remember.
You remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Who at the end of 2?
I can't think of her name.
I think it's Brotherhood. You fucking.
Yeah. I can't think of her name though.
But they didn't give you any revelation of that because I remember you were like, "Do they give you a?" No, they don't.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed 3, they kill Desmond somehow. I don't know how yet, but I'd like to figure out how.
Yeah.
And as long as this game is, if this game is $39.99, that's a sweet spot for me because it's 2 games in one. But even at $49.99, I'd probably buy it. But with going back to Grid Autosport, they better not try and charge full price for that fucking thing. 2014 was when that game came out, or 13.
We'll find
Fuck
out
off.
soon enough.
So I think that's it for the quote re-releases. No, it's not actually. There's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
That's what I thought you were going to talk about because I know how much you love that game.
This game is a must play. And if you haven't played it or haven't purchased it on PS4 or Xbox yet, it's coming to Switch. It's an Unreal Engine 3 game, I believe, is what they use, what Ninja Theory used. This is crazy because Ninja Theory is now a Microsoft exclusive studio.
Yeah.
That's why this is crazy that it's now coming out on Switch. Get this game. You will love this story. It's a female protagonist dealing with mental health issues. They employed a lot of mental health experts, so they got it right. So they didn't do it in a pandering way or in an over-the-top manner. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is an amazing experience that everybody needs to play through. I feel like I got on a high horse about this last year with Florence, and then the previous year I got on this high horse about Hellblade. It is a game you owe it to yourself to play this game.
And you can take it with you wherever you want.
And with the Switch, you can take it anywhere. And if you're somebody that thinks that video games are only good for action and shooting and not story, this is a game you need to play. It has to be played. Okay. And I'm so happy it's coming to Switch because
I thought of you immediately.
Engaging with the conversation we had earlier, Bryce is going to buy this game whether he plays through it right away or not because he wants more games like this to be supported on Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it, play it, love it, cry, laugh. You will have every emotion you can think of having in the process of playing that game. So that's it, I think, for the re-releases until we get to the full-on remakes. There's Star Fox missions coming to Starlink. I feel like...
Oh, yeah, you got to be amped.
Oh, I feel like Ubisoft is like, hey, we're making this game. Can we put Fox in it? And Nintendo was like, yeah, we had a real bad Star Fox game that everybody hates. Please put Fox in a good game. And they did. They put Fox in an amazing game from what I've played. I haven't played much more than what I've talked about here before.
Okay.
But it's fucking fantastic. And the fact that you can play as fucking Peppy and Slippy and Falco, and you're fighting Wolf, and there's races. They're stealth undercover releasing a fucking Star Fox game to us in April.
It feels like that.
So I know you're gonna end up getting it.
I might have to.
I bet you feel bad about not getting that sale when it was fucking $25 for the entire game.
Yeah, that was too late.
Starlink, you guys, Starlink.
I love the Switch, man.
I'm so
I have
glad.
to be honest. Like, I fucking love the Switch. Like, the secret sauce of the Switch, it's hard for me. It's just the fact that you could take these fucking home console games wherever the fuck you want to.
Yeah.
And having just traveled to Seattle recently, I can fucking vouch, man. It's so dope to, like, have this thing. I feel like sometimes you don't understand the luxury of the Switch until you're in a moment. To where you're like,
I mean, I told you when we went up to San Mateo last year to visit family, and me and my son were sitting in the back of the car playing Mario Kart until the battery died.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, when actually just this past 2 days when I got a hotel in Orange County. I had my Switch. It's nice that you can just pop it up and just start playing.
Yeah. And you can even bring your dock too if you wanted to, especially in a hotel. Like, it's insane.
I should have brought my dock.
So Starlink Battle for Atlas is doing a bunch of Star Fox content.
Yeah.
I feel like eventually there'll be a title update where this is called Star Fox Battle for Atlas and not Starlink. Oh god, like it's April I think when this stuff is coming out, and it's like you can play as all the characters. Well, not all the characters as we know, but Slippy, Peppy, and Falco.
Yeah.
And the voices for those characters are done really well. I really dig them in the main game. Of course, I picked to play as Fox in the main game because, like, why would I play as anybody else as a Nintendo fan going way back? But yeah, man, the Star Fox mission's coming to Starlink in April. They're stealthily making a Star Fox game. I really feel like if there's a new Star Fox game that comes out, Ubisoft is going to do it. Just like they did with the Rabbids Kingdom Battle game.
That might be the case.
But dude, you guys, all of you need to get Starlink and sit down for 5 minutes with it, and if you don't like it, I'll fucking send you the money back.
Fuck you. I know what you're doing. Mike is sitting here, Rick is sitting here watching. I heard you. Fuck us if we don't get that game. I want you to know that I hear you. But Rick is sitting here watching apparently Ash posted a video of our faces being
Oh, filtered! Yes! Okay.
Damn.
All right. We'll check that out.
I thought that was you.
So, yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is something I don't have any nostalgia for because I never played it. But that's The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Did you play that on Game Boy?
Never played it.
Rick, did you play Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on Game Boy?
No.
So,
No.
what I put in my little note, because I wanted a talking point, I don't have any nostalgia for this property. But I, myself, I know I'm in the minority, but I am in a major, dire need for a traditional Legend of Zelda game.
That's going to be it.
And I feel like this is going to be the thing for me.
I'm going to get it 100%.
I've never played Link's Awakening.
Neither have
I love the chibi Japanese style art style they put on it. I love that they did the anime style intro for something that was in fucking green and black on the Game Boy. Like,
the thing that you have to note about it too is like with the art style, they are trying desperately to recreate the actual art style of Link's Awakening, but in 2019. You know what I mean?
I think the thing, I know I've heard a couple people talk about it. Tim Geddes, for one, who I think is one of the few people I've heard talk about it that actually played it, said that because it was on the Game Boy, you only had 2 buttons. So it felt disjointed, even as a kid, because you were having to pause and switch weapons all the time.
Yeah.
To use that. So hopefully they take that into account and change that, because they have a full control scheme at their hands now. And I feel like if they went so far as to completely change the art style and essentially rebuild the game, I think they'll take that into account. And I am in desperate need, because I don't want to play a game again that I played 100 times in Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. And I don't want to go back and play Twilight Princess because I felt like it was trying too hard to be Ocarina of Time. I don't want to play Ocarina of Time on a 3DS because I don't have a fucking 3DS. I need a traditional Zelda experience, like, in my life. So I'm super hyped for Link's Awakening.
It's awesome that they're taking a game that came out on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
That most people probably wouldn't go back to go play and putting it on a modern console
They did it with
updated graphics.
They did it with Samus Returns.
Yeah.
But that was on DS.
Yeah.
Not on Switch.
Oh, God, that would have been dope on Switch.
Could you imagine if that was on Switch?
That would have been so fucking good on Switch, man.
But yeah, Link's Awakening. I'm super hyped about it.
I am too. It was the way they bookended this fucking direct was amazing.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Fucking amazing.
Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is Super Mario Maker 2.
Okay, so hold Rick, it's right here. Can we watch the trailer, please?
How long is it?
It's not that long. I think it's like a minute. Cause I'm hyped for this.
I'm not as hyped as you, but I'm pretty hyped. Look at the radio menus.
Like this is gonna be awesome. And the fact that this is being made alone, I can go. It's going to ensue between Dan Reichert and Patrick Clapping.
I don't know if they're gonna reignite it. I saw their post that you sent me, but like, is it crazy or am I the only one that didn't even realize that slopes were not involved in the first one? I didn't even care. Of all the things I was screaming and yelling about with Mario Maker 1, I didn't even fucking care that slopes went there. Did you see the fucking magic carpet?
Oh yeah.
That's from Mario 2!
I know. Dude, there's things about this game, like Rick had fun playing the first one with me, because like there's just, you turn it on and you like, what are the top rated levels right now if you want to play it like that, and it's just dope.
That's the only thing I'm worried about that I don't know if I like. The pathing for enemies.
But that's part of it though. I mean,
but I liked when they reacted like they would react.
Yeah.
I like that they built that in.
I know, but
drawing the pathing, I don't.
But you gotta let the creators do that.
I know.
And that's what they're trying to capture.
I know.
It's gonna be, and it looks like there could be a co-op element to it. Like, man, that is day one for me. And then on top of that, again, the fucking Switch's secret sauce, being able to play that on the go.
So and
awesome.
It's not necessarily just playing anywhere, like any game anywhere. I talked about this with you before, like when I would go to my daughter's cheer practices, I would turn on the hotspot on my phone and I would play Paladins, or I would play anything that was online related. Like, the ability to turn on the hotspot and download new levels and play them is super intriguing.
Yeah. The
fact that the first game was so good, as from an outside perspective, who only played a little bit of it, the fact that the first game was so good, I didn't even notice that there wasn't slopes. Says a lot about that first game.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that when I saw that trailer, I was like, what's the big deal? Wait, slopes weren't in the first game? Holy shit. Because that changes it, because Mario 3 had slopes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the first place you really interacted with that mechanic. There's enemies from Mario 2. I really dig that. As somebody who, I won't say the best Mario game, Super Mario Brothers game of that generation, I won't say it's the best, but my favorite is Super Mario Brothers 2, and I've been putting in a lot of time playing that recently on Switch. I am super happy. I hope they add in the potions so you can go to another negative world.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they add that stuff into Mario Maker.
That'd be awesome.
Because they already used keys as a way to use doors in the first game.
Yeah.
So I hope they use the potions as a way to puzzle in this one. What do you think about Mario Maker 2, Rick?
It looks awesome. I had fun playing it at Bryce's on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a must-have for a Switch.
Yeah, for real, right?
Exactly.
Like, for me, like, I know Nintendo games don't drop in price. I don't feel like it's a day one for me. I feel like 4 or 5 months after it comes out, when I know there's a shitload of levels, it'll feel like overwhelming when I do get it.
I mean, that's fair, but for me, it's day one. Because, like, it's just... And this is coming from somebody who's not even necessarily getting it. And Rick had fun with this. I'm not even necessarily getting it to make the levels and fuck with somebody in the way that Reichert and Pat and Klepek do. Because you know me. Yeah. I'm not the guy that's going to create the indie wrestler
you want to play
in the game.
Levels.
I just
want to play Dan Reichert's
play the levels.
So
I had so much fun.
They need to fix the searchability stuff.
I'm sure
that was really fucking bad on Wii U.
They have to.
I want to be able to search Dan Reichert's name.
They have to.
On this and play his levels.
I hope they do.
I hope they figure out a way to bring all those old Mario Maker online levels forward.
That'd be fun.
Because if they're not changing the mechanics or the physics, There shouldn't. So unlike Little Big Planet, which my main gripe with Little Big Planet was the mechanics of it and how it felt, that needed to be fixed and tightened. They never did, because if they did that, all those old levels wouldn't be able to come forward.
Yeah.
And one of the things they prided themselves on is every thing ever made in a Little Big Planet game, 1, 2, or 3, all comes forward to 3. And I really feel like if they're not going to change the physics or change anything gameplay-wise about Mario Maker 2, they need to move all of those old levels onto a new server so that we can interact with those. Because I would love to play the Rikening.
Be really fun, man.
The Clipocalypse.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, man. It's a must-own game.
It is.
That's all. It's a must-own game.
Totally
you have
is.
to own it.
Now you might think that's the last thing I want to talk about, but if you know me, it's not. The last thing I want to talk about is Astral Chain.
I'm glad you're bringing it up.
It's a lead designer from Nier Automata, which was one of my top 5, I think, games of the year in 2017 when that came out. I think it was top 5.
Sounds legit.
Which was fucking fantastic. And it brings with that person one of the creators of Bayonetta. It's a Platinum Games game.
What's his name? Kamiya?
I think so.
Hideki?
Yeah, Hideki. I didn't write it down because I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's one of the lead designers from Nier Automata.
It's Hideki.
And it's being supervised by one of the creators of Bayonetta. So not only is it going to have, hopefully, a story like Nier Automata, it's going to have the mechanics of like a Bayonetta. So Nier was also a Platinum Games game, by the way, in case anybody didn't know that. But they're bringing together 2 creative forces from 2 of their best games and best franchises of the last decade. And I'm super hyped about it. I put it's future Space Cops meets Bayonetta combat. And
it looks
for me,
really awesome.
We talked about it last week when I talked about Bayonetta 1 and replaying through that I love the original God of War games, and I love the original Devil May Cry games, and I love what I'm playing with Bayonetta on Switch. And to have a game that looks the way that game looks, and it's going to feel the way I know that game is going to feel, and have a story the way I know that game is going to have a story because of the people involved, that is a day one purchase for me. And wow. The main reason I brought up the 6 or 7 games I brought up is because we were talking about it a few weeks ago, Bryce, that we didn't know what 2019 held for Nintendo. Mm-hmm. All of these are 2019 releases. Mm-hmm. They either have firm dates or they are going to be 2019 releases. That's 7 or 8 games for the Switch that right now I find hard pressed to not spend money on.
And on top of that, in this Direct, because they're probably saving it for whatever they do at E3, they didn't talk about Animal Crossing, which has
or Pokemon
or Luigi's Mansion, which apparently is supposedly come out this year too.
Yeah, those 3 games, Pokemon, Animal Crossing, and Luigi's Mansion, are all supposed to be 2019 games.
That is massive.
So that's Pokemon 10 games
this year.
And if they're all $60, that's $600 that I would willingly spend on Switch games.
It's pretty insane, man.
But 3 of those games better not fucking be $60.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. I think that was the big takeaway from this Direct. Is
for sure.
Even if it wasn't for everybody, the thing that made it clear is they announced a lot of things that people didn't know about, things that weren't announced yet. And then on top of that, you already know about things that are supposed to come this year. Yeah. So it just adds to the library of the Switch for this year, and it just keeps coming, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Did you take away what some people took away from with the Astral Chain thing and be like, oh, where's Bayonetta? It must be in trouble.
A little bit, but from what I have heard, I'm not totally familiar with the story, but Bayonetta 3 apparently was never promised for 2019.
No, it wasn't. They just said it was in development.
Right. So.
And the reason that they brought it up as being in development, even though it was early stages, was because they wanted to put 1 and 2 out on Switch. So go back and look at it. That was one of the things this week that kind of upset me with Tim. Kind of funny, Tim Geddes, because he's like, this was the first time in the Switch's lifespan that we haven't had a January Direct. I was like, bro, the Switch has only been out for 2 years. Mm-hmm. It hasn't even been out for 2 years.
Yeah.
So you're literally talking about January 2018 as being in the Switch's lifespan. We had a Direct in January,
right,
and we didn't have one in 2019. So like, there's a lot of hyperbole going on, and a lot of people like, oh, we were worried about Nintendo until we saw this. But it's like, I wouldn't be worried about Nintendo. If this were still the Wii U generation, I'd have been super fucking worried that we didn't get something.
Yeah.
But because they've had so many changeovers, as we talked about last week, with management and upper tier people, whether it be by design or by circumstance, it's different now than it was. And so I was not so worried about there not being a January Direct, because there really was only one Direct in January in the Switch's lifespan. Right. There was an announcement an announcement of the Switch in, I think it was even February of 2017. Maybe it was January, huh?
No,
it was the rooftop January thing. The rooftop thing, the first where everybody was playing the Will Smith song behind it. It was
that came before January.
Was it before January?
And then January was like the big like unveil.
Right.
Of the system.
Okay. So like, I guess you could count that one. But technically, in the lifespan of the Switch, there's been one January Direct.
Yeah.
But I'm super happy with what they showed me.
They showed a lot.
Like I said, there's like 10 or 15 other things they talked about that I didn't put on this list. Daemon X Machina has a demo out right now that game looked really cool. I don't know if it's for me, but it looked really cool, and I would be interested to check out that demo. And now, let's move forward to more Nintendo stuff and get into the things they did come out with. We're going to talk about Yoshi's Crafted World. It's coming out in March, I believe, right?
I don't remember.
It's coming out real soon. They put out a demo. That was one of the first things they showed during the Direct, that my son said, Dad, I want to play that game like right now. And then when they said there's a demo available on the Switch, he goes, can we download it as soon as we get home? I go, yeah, dude. Because I'm going to download it too. What's he doing? I'm worried about him. Are you okay? Oh, he's going to download the demo because he hasn't done it yet. This fucking guy.
I have internet connection.
So, Yoshi's Crafted World. Did you play the demo?
No.
Oh, why not?
I just didn't.
Dude, did you play Yoshi or Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, or whatever the fuck it was called originally on N64?
So. I don't remember.
You didn't play any Yoshi games?
I don't think so.
They're so good.
Yeah.
I love it. They finally fixed the one complaint I've had about Yoshi games. They might have fixed it in the Yarn Yoshi, but I don't know if they did.
Yeah.
So back in the day on Yoshi's Island, you would hit the button to throw eggs, and it would be a radio thing where it would go. It would move back and forth, and you had to let go when you wanted it to throw. Now you hit the button and you use the analog stick, because we're fucking evolved, to aim wherever you want, and then you hit it again to throw it. So it's the one complaint I had about the combat is completely fixed in this game. Good. It looks amazing. The art style is fucking fantastic. I love the music. If Rick wasn't too busy downloading a demo for Yoshi's Crafted World, I would tell him to pull up the Yoshi's Island music, because it's so you would know it if you heard it, even if you never played the games.
I might have.
Yoshi's Story?
I just don't remember. I'm sure I probably did. I just don't remember.
Me and my son played through this demo. We both love it. And he looked at me.
Awesome.
He goes, are you going to get this when it comes out? I go, yeah. And he goes, well, can I get it too? And I go, we'll talk about it. You're going to have to do chores. You're going to have to earn it. And he goes, okay. Because I really like that. I really like it. I want that game. So if anything, I'll probably end up just getting it for him. But we are
stealing it when he's at school.
No, we're not doing physical releases for him.
Digital.
We're only doing digital.
Gotcha.
The only reason I bought Bayonetta physical is because I needed to buy it physical to get Bayonetta 1 digital.
Yeah.
The only reason I bought Mario Odyssey is because at the time I wasn't sure if that was going to be a game I loved and wanted to keep. I bought Mario Kart digital. And then with the only other physical game I have, which is Sushi Striker.
Rick, take over. Because I want to be here for the other stuff. I have to pee. I have to.
Okay. The only other reason I bought Sushi Striker physical is because I got a ridiculous deal on it. Are you in the store right now? Okay, I was going to say, do you use the dark theme or the light theme on your Switch?
The dark.
Okay, I was going to say, what kind of heathen uses the light theme? So I don't buy games physically because I want Switch to be my only like digital only system. So I'm not gonna buy.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did that with Pokemon.
Right. So I'm not gonna buy Yoshi's Crafted World physically for myself or my son because him being 8, gonna be 9 in September. Like I don't want any points of failure. Like. It's bad enough that the controllers can break, the tabs can break on the Joy-Cons or whatever. He's done a very good job so far. It's only been a couple of months that he's had it, but he's done a very good job of taking care of it. I make him bring it to me to be charged, so he doesn't charge it himself. He's done a very good job of taking care of it, but only using the 64 gig memory card that's in his Switch, there's way less points of failure than him having to put a cartridge in the top of it. So I'm not going to buy any games for him physically if I don't have to. If there's some ridiculously fucking crazy deal, I'll probably get it physical because why spend $60 when I can spend $30 on a game?
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like, I don't think I'll be going physical at all for him. But Yoshi's Crafted World is so much fun, dude.
Downloading it now.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's a super easy, basic platformer that has some depth. Like, it's hard if you want it to be hard. If you want to collect all the things you need to collect, if you want to get all the red coins, if you want to get all the sunflowers, if you want to get all the stuff, you can make it harder than it has to be. But if you just want to relax, throw the game on, hear some cool music, walk around as Yoshi, eat some characters, make some eggs, like throw some shit. Like, it's a super, super fun basic platformer. And like I said earlier, it's as hard as you want it to be. And I really think that you guys are fucking up by not already playing it.
I'll play the demo.
Yeah.
I'll play it.
Now, last week, here's a hashtag Mike was wrong segment. I said, I don't think there's ever going to be a Battle Royale game I'll get into. Because I don't like the downtime. I don't like the looting. I don't like the pace of Battle Royale games. Cut to Thursday, or Wednesday, and Tetris 99 is announced.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you guys!
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Rick, have you played Tetris 99?
It's free. It's
oh
free.
my god!
It's
my
insane.
son has been... My son! He's been playing Tetris 99 since fucking Wednesday night.
It's highly addictive.
He's getting top 40 finishes consistently, Bryce.
Dude, that's awesome.
He's
it's
8 years old, never played Tetris before in his life, and he's getting top 50 and top 40 finishes consistently.
That's insane.
It's fucking insane.
That's insane.
My highest finish is top 9 so far.
I think you want to know what? And I'm not just trying to one-up you. I think I finished top 6 at one point. It was insane. So before we get fully into this, I have to say, so whenever... And I think, because I think it's based off the airline, but whenever I've been on a longer flight.
Yeah.
And so I think it's mostly been when I've been to...
Japan,
it might have been when I went to Europe, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys went to...
I don't remember. Regardless, though, a lot of times the entertainment, on the thing, they have games.
Uh-huh.
They always have Tetris.
Of course.
And I always play Marathon. And there's a thing on there where it keeps the high score, the ranking of the best person on the fucking flight.
What?
And so my goal the whole time is like, I'm going to be the best motherfucker on the flight. And so I spent hours. I'm not kidding. I actually and it entertains me for hours.
Check his spelling.
Fucking playing Marathon to try to be number 1 on the plane.
Uh-huh.
So, dude, I'm all for this shit. This got announced. I'm like,
you and I used to play Tetris Blast on fucking mobile, dude, on phones.
I'm all about it. This is awesome.
I love that last week I said there's never going to be a Battle Royale game I get into.
Rick, Can I just say something, man? Your response to Bolo is so heartless right now.
What did he put?
Well, Bolo said...
I was gonna.
I know, but he said, bad news, dudes. My friend got arrested and it looks like he's gonna be locked up for a few years. Feels bad. He has a cat and to save it from his crazy girlfriend, I said, I'll take care of the cat. What did I get into? And he said, do y'all have any cat experience? And Rick only responds to the cat part and says, I had a cat. They're not too hard to take care of. I mean, there's so many things beyond that. That's like, man, that really sucks. Bolo, I'm sorry that happened with your friend. That's fucking shitty.
Cats suck, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, and then honestly, personally, like I know what it feels like for someone to be in prison. It's not fun, and I'm really sorry for that.
Yeah.
And this insensitive asshole,
no empathy whatsoever,
that I love, is only commenting.
All right, now,
but you should have let off with it.
Now back to Tetris 99.
Okay, it's insane.
The only thing, so with Lumines, I can directly compare myself to my friends because there's leaderboards. And I know a couple of friends who are too fucking scared to buy Lumines because they know I'll just fucking trounce them on the leaderboards. These two motherfuckers.
Oh, wait.
But with Tetris, I wish there was a way to where I could just directly compare myself to you guys.
I think it's gonna come. I read something earlier. There's some updates coming to that game, and I think people like data mined it and found out. I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, cool.
I fucking love it.
Because until these two fucking people that I love in my life have the balls to get Lumines, I don't know that I am better than them at Lumines.
Okay.
I know I'm better than them at Lumines, but I don't have the tangible proof in my hand.
Well, I've never played Lumines.
Because they're too fucking scared.
So I can't comment?
I'm not even listening to Bryce right now.
But I will say right now...
But I do know for a fact, not for an actual fact, but in my mind for a fact, that I am better than both of them at Tetris.
I will wreck...
And I just wish there was a way for me to show the whole world how much better at Tetris I am than they are.
No. I said what I said earlier about that plane story. I end up being the best
You're talking about chuds on an airplane.
On the fucking plane.
My son could be chuds on an airplane.
I guarantee you, I will wreck both of your asses in Tetris 100%.
Okay. Go ahead, Rick.
Can I?
Yes.
All right. So
can I finish?
Can I finish? So Tetris, it's a fun game. I looked at it, and the graphics and everything looked great.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't like where this is going to you.
My mom.
I'm okay. His mom beats him at Tetris.
When I had my Game Boy, I had Tetris and everything.
Of course.
My mom took my Game Boy away from me when I was a kid. And I didn't get it back for a long time. She can beat anyone at Tetris.
Ah! Wrong. Not me.
She is crazy good at it.
I'll wreck your mom.
The only thing about this though, like, she's old school, obviously. So this is gonna be hard for her.
Right.
It's still old school.
But no, people weren't sending her lines on Game Boy, is what Rick is saying. So here's the thing I suggest.
That's tough.
Do you know how we can rectify this whole situation? We all get Puyo Puyo Tetris on Switch, and we play against each other. And after I'm done beating both of your asses at Tetris,
in your dreams,
or Puyo Puyo, which I could fucking wreck you at too,
in your dreams,
we can have a discussion on the show.
Tetris live stream.
Let me ask you.
Said Tetris live stream.
How do you play Battle Royale? Like, what do you do? Because I'll be honest. So far,
he wants my strats.
No, I don't want your strategy. I'm just being honest right now because I just play Tetris the way that I know how.
Yep. That's what I do too.
How do you play? What do you do with your R stick? Do you go after randoms? Do you go after your attackers?
Auto KO.
Do you go after
auto KO?
You do KO.
Auto KO.
So you're on. What do you mean auto KO? So you put the R stick to KO.
Yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
So
because I've experimented. So I
have too, but KO is the best way.
Okay. Just wondering. And I wasn't trying to one up you, but the other day, and I will admit, it was crazy, and I probably got lucky.
Yeah.
But I was like top 6.
I think 9 was the best I finished.
I'd have to look, I can back it up on my Switch.
I might have got 7th at one point, but no, it's the one I remember that I feel comfortable saying. 9th was the best I finished.
All right.
But other than that, I am consistently getting top 20s.
There's something highly addictive about Tetris. And like,
well, again,
when I'm on the plane,
yeah,
and that is in front of me, and I'm like, wait. You mean I could pick out, like, I get to play against everybody else on the plane right now? I'm setting the high score.
Yeah.
And that's just my goal. And that entertains me on a 9-hour flight.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, there's ways we can rectify this.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm confident in my Tetris skills.
Me
though.
too.
100%.
100%.
100%. But yeah, it's fun. Man.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
It's so fun.
Rick, I don't think we're gonna hear from Rick for a fucking week once we're done and he starts. These shows might not get up on time, you guys. Because Rick's going to start playing Tetris 99.
Oh, it's fucked.
And our release schedule might be completely fucked.
It's completely fucked. Because I have to tell myself, and it's what I do on the plane too, I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a movie now.
Yeah.
I have to stop myself.
I played for 3 hours the other night and thought I'd only been playing for 20 minutes. Like, I'm not even joking.
It's insane. Because what happens is you'll have a game that's not as good as you want it to be, like, fuck it, I'll hold down A and play more.
Yep.
And that's what it's
I can't
so
end
addictive.
on a loss. I can't end on a bad note like we used to with Rocket League.
Yeah.
I can't end getting destroyed 6-0.
And then some nights it just wasn't our night. Like, well, I guess we're ending on a bad note. God damn it. But, man, it's insane.